Lord have mercy. All right, you guys, we are live back with another episode. We're back in Dallas, Texas. We spent a quick little trip over there in Atlanta, Georgia. We definitely going to dive into that, but we have a special guest that's joining us. We're going to be talking about the Bobby Lytes debacle, the fights, everything that's going on with the Bob for the love of Bobby Lytes. I believe that's the name of the show on Zeus. We're going to dive into that. Also, too, they changed the features on YouTube. They changed the features, so it might be difficult for you to find a live stream. So right now, make sure you add yourself to the text list. I'm going to post that on the screen right now. Add yourself to the text list because they did change some things around with YouTube. You can text Wiley right now on your phone, just Wiley in the text box. And then the number to text it to is 888-534-4939. Because they changed the feature, you might miss a couple of lives. So if you miss it, that's on you, because we have a text feature that is free for you to be notified whenever we go live. So if you're not on that text list, make sure you add yourself over there on the text list. Again, that is 888-534-4939. In the text box, text me, text Wiley, Wiley, and you can definitely do it over there, okay? It is definitely on there. Make sure you all go share it, tell your friends, so you can be notified when I go live. All right, let me bring my special guest that I have backstage. I've been following this brother for a long time, Jess Zoe.
Hey, what's
I've
going
been
on?
following you for years. And you're based out of New
I
York, or
know.
you lived in New York, right?
I'm based out of New York.
Based out of New York. And you've been doing
Yes.
this YouTube stuff, interview stuff for years. Before YouTube actually allowed you to go live, you were out there
hmm
doing pre-record videos with celebrities.
Yes. 10 years plus I've been doing it. 10 years.
10 years plus, and this is the first time I think that you made it over here on the Wiley Show.
No, I've came up on here before.
Okay, I just don't remember. Okay.
Yes, I didn't even last an impression, I guess, but I came up here before. Yeah, but I came up on here before. Some years ago. Some years ago I came. I think twice actually.
Yeah, so I hear you, and I want to say this. We here talking
hmm
about Bobby Lytes and
Yes.
the show that's on Zeus. I did
mm
not get
mm
a chance
mm
to watch the show on Zeus, but I'm hearing that
mm.
the girls are fighting over there with Bobby Lytes and fighting for his love or fighting him, period. But they just posted a snippet of the
mm
reunion, and it's gonna be a lot of
mm
fights that Jason Lee is hosting. So give us
mm
your
mm
thoughts on what's
mm.
going on over there with Bobby Lytes.
Okay, first of all, anytime you hear a show is on Zeus Network, is you know it's gonna be a hot mess. That's number one. Um, Bobby Lights, it's called Bobby Lights, the Love for Bobby Lights Par with Roland Ray and the gang, his peoples, right? So I don't want to spoil it because the episode just dropped
You can spill it because I'm gonna
last
still
night.
watch it. Just drop it. I'm gonna be spilling
Okay.
some tea about Monique and her whole special. So if you ain't making, I'm gonna be spilling.
Oh, okay. Well, well. Bobby picked Island Boy.
Okay.
He picked Island Boy. Now Island Boy is nothing but a big old queen. I'm just keep it real, okay?
Now this is Island Boy. Let me make sure I can post this picture. Now is this Island Boy right here? Is that's
Yeah, yeah. Okay, keep that picture up. Let's
okay?
keep that picture up,
Okay.
okay? Let's focus on the picture, okay?
Okay.
So the dark skinned young man name is Island Boy. The Spanish young man, his name is Go Hard. They both was on the show together, trying to win Bobby's love. Okay. Island Boy was caught I guess, cheating on Bobby, as they call it. He was cheating on Bobby, and he was kissing or making out with one of the other contestants, rolling what's that boy? Hot Wheels. Sorry, um, one of the other contestants whose name is Hot Wheels, who's in a wheelchair. Hot Wheels had a handler that was handling him while he was on the show. So it had came out that Island Boy was having a kissing session, fellatio session, whatever with the handler. Bobby still kept him. Then there was word that Go Hard was having a relationship with Savage, Rel Savage. So I don't know if you know Rel Savage. Rel Savage is the amateur porn star on Twitter.
Mm.
Okay. Rel Savage was also on there as well. Now, let me tell you something. When I seen Rel Savage on the show, I already knew that this whole shit was fake. I already knew that the whole thing was fake. I already knew that them people was not on there for no Bobby love. Okay, because they all friends. Let's be real. They all friends. So Bobby wound up picking Island Boy. Island Boy was very cocky. He was very, that's my man. He just knew he was going to win, and he won. Okay. Bobby found out that Island Boy and Go Hard was in a relationship.
Wow.
And this is where this picture comes into play. So after the show and after the reunion show, they decided to release this picture of them two together and make it confirmed that they are in fact in a relationship. So there was a lot of back and forth going on. Now I didn't see the back and forth. I read it on social media, but there was a lot of back and forth, a lot of Instagram live conversation going on where supposedly Bobby paid Island Boy's rent twice. And Bobby supposedly was in love with Island Boy. He had feelings for him. And Bobby found out that Island Boy was in fact in a relationship with Go Hard. And this is where we come now, where it's this whole mess on social media. And I'm sorry to cut you off. Also, Island Boy also made some accusations about Bobby being on coke and Bobby is miserable and all this other nonsense. Allegedly, let me say that real quick because we don't want to get sued. Okay, Bobby allegedly is on coke and all this other nonsense and whatever.
Well, we do know Bobby Lytes definitely is a porn star. Probably not. I don't know if he's on coke or not, but his butthole. I literally typed in Bobby Lytes on Twitter. It's like his butthole has shifted down to his ball sack. And I'm like, oh my God. And you see it because it's like his booty cheeks is just spread open and like the butthole looked like it just went down to like his ball sack. It looks disgusting. And everything like that. And that was like the first thing that like popped up when you type in Bobby Lytes' name.
Well, I'm going to say this, while I find Bobby like somewhat entertaining, the company that you keep around you is a tell-all tale of who you are. You feel me?
Yes.
So if he's hanging around these guys who's very promiscuous, they out there having sex and doing the most and filming porns and all kinds of nonsense when he flies out to LA. I mean, excuse me, when he flies out to Atlanta, he's in Atlanta and they all doing all this other stuff. Well, I mean, I'm quite sure he done got down with them. Because, I mean, you know how the gay industry is, the gay community is, you're around a bunch of hot guys, whatever, something's going to go down.
Absolutely. And then this is what I want to say about the whole Bobby Lytes thing and him, Bobby Lytes being on drugs. You do porn. I heard from a lot of people when I was in Atlanta, and it's a lot of people that do that OnlyFans have to do drugs. So you're taking multiple peens up your butt. That and you to mask that, to be able to take all that, you would sniff a little coke or you would take a little Tino or a little crystal meth. And that's what I heard. Me personally, yes. I don't do an OnlyFans. I don't participate in OnlyFans video.
I
watch a lot of the girls, and then when I see them in person, they look a mess. You see that you could tell a drug addict that's addicted to drugs, because I have a friend named Jonathan. He's addicted to crystal meth, and you can tell that he's a crystal meth head, because
You don't spill. You don't spill.
no.
You don't spill all Jonathan tea.
I sort of see it like Jonathan looks totally different now because of the crystal meth. He got sores on his head. His face is disgusting looking. But before crystal meth, he was a good looking guy, very attractive. But now he got that drug addiction look. You can tell. And a lot of the girls in the community that do OnlyFans, even those that don't, they do a lot of those hard drugs.
Right. But you know what? This actually brings light to what Trina was saying on Love and Hip Hop Miami, how she was saying that Bobby is involved in too much, he does too much, she doesn't want him around and whatnot. Now this makes a lot of sense why Trina does not want him around, and why Trina try to keep him, she feeds him with a long spoon, basically. You know what I mean? And this makes sense.
And I think that Bobby Lytes is also a clout chase, because he's everywhere. He's always in drama. He's always into mess.
Of course.
But I want to get back to Island Boy for a second. He's educated. He got a degree in business marketing, and yet you got to get somebody to pay your rent. So obviously you're not doing anything with your degree.
Right.
But he did show his degree, and I'm like, why are you not using your degree to betterment yourself? And why you on a show that don't get paid that much to do Zeus like that? And if he did have to help pay your rent, that means you're broke, or that means you don't know how to manage your funds.
Right. And he did say that he lost his job since being on the show. I would think, yes, you're out there fighting and carrying on and misrepresenting yourself. I mean, like, people don't realize that we are all a representation of the people that we come in contact with, like our family members, jobs, and things of that nature. You have to keep that in mind. So when you're off that camera and that show is done and over with, you got to come back to reality. You got to come back to real life. And now you have to face the music of the people that's in your real life.
Yes, and if you act crazy like that, somebody is going to get to your job, and you're going to lose your job. Like, even when I'm on the internet, I very conscious on how I act online, because your personal life, they can report you, or some describe, or a worker could be watching, or a supervisor could be watching. He's not a good look for our company.
Right, exactly, because you're a representation of the company.
Absolutely. I'm just glad you're watching, Jesso, that you watched this show, and you're definitely giving us a review on it. I'm definitely going to catch up and watch all the episodes.
Me too.
And I'm going to be watching the reunion. I did see the girls; they're on there fighting,
fighting and carrying on. Like, it was a hot mess from the first episode.
Okay,
it was a hot mess in the first episode. Now, what I learned from the first episode was that they had flew them days earlier to Miami, and they was all hanging out prior to filming. So I believe that this is how some of the relationships was formed throughout the show, from the first initial introductions to one another, and them all hanging out and getting drunk and whatnot. That's how some of the relationships then happened. Listen, all of them, I believe, done sucked and can I curse? Can I curse on here?
Go ahead.
Okay. All of them done sucked and fucked and dicked each other down and all that other stuff prior to them filming. And I wouldn't even be surprised if some of the crew members done sucked and fucked in some of them as well. It was a fuckation. That's what it was.
I wouldn't be shocked. I would be shocked at all. Make sure you all go watch the Bobby Lytes show. It's on Zeus. Make sure y'all go check it out. I'm definitely going to be checking it out, and I'm going to be reviewing the reunion as well. But tell everybody how they can get in contact with you, because you are a veteran in this business.
Yes. So you can follow me on every social media platform, just Zoe Frost. So that's JUSTZOFROST, just Zoe Frost. I currently don't have nothing on YouTube now. I'm working on something for the top of next year.
Okay.
So I'm working on that, and I'll be back on YouTube and doing everything all over again. Bigger entertainers and celebs and people. Yeah. So.
Yes, I can't wait to see you come back. Well, thank you, brother, for joining us and giving us the rundown.
Thank you.
No problem.
and
No problem.
and you're doing amazing. I've been watching you since you first started back home with Chicago, correct?
Yes, yes.
And I've seen you blossom and turn this little YouTube thing into a whole big production. And I wanted to take my hat off to you and say congratulations on everything, on your success. Even when I know people was trying to put you down at the time, back in the days, whatever, but you still stuck it and you still believed in yourself and you still fought. And look at you now.
Absolutely. And then those people that was talking down to me, they're no longer doing it. And I'm
They're no longer doing it.
yes, and I'm here doing what I have to do. But we thank you, brother, for
All
coming
right.
on.
Yes. All right, brother.
Thank you.
All
All
right.
right, you guys. That was that with Bobby Lytes, and people was like, "You need to talk about Bobby Lytes." This is actually trending right now. Bobby Lytes actually have me blocked. He had me blocked, and he told me, he said, "You're trying to be like Irma," and he was just talking reckless and stuff like that. And then I went over to his Twitter, and I just Googled Bobby Lytes, and you just see like his butt, like literally, you see his butthole really loose, and it looks very disgusting. And it's just up to his ball sack. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I do want to thank my producers for telling me to talk about Bobby Lytes, and we definitely talking about it. So now we're gonna dive into Kanye West. Let me see if I can bring up his picture. Give me a second. Kanye West have apologized for what we said, for what he said about George Floyd. He had apologized for that. But now Kanye West have been attacking George Floyd's baby mama. Okay, have been attacking the baby mama, saying that you either greedy. He was talking about her being greedy because she is trying to sue Kanye West for a lot of money because of the comments that he made towards George Floyd. And then Kanye West said, "Hey, I gave $2 million to your daughter. You either being greedy right now." And I don't necessarily believe that she's being greedy at all. I definitely believe that she have a right to sue. But right here it said that who's Kanye going on a George Floyd baby mama after she attempted to sue him for comments on Drink Champs claims that he have gave her $2 million for her daughter. You either being control or you're being greedy. And let me just say this, and I don't want to say this humbly. If you talk trash about somebody and you know that ain't the person, you deserve to be sued. It's okay, deserve to be sued. Kanye has been going on these rants. He's looked manic. He's looked like he ain't on his medicine. He looked like he's not sleeping, and he's saying a whole bunch of nothing. One day he's pro-black, one day he's against the Jews, one day he's throwing black people on the bus, the next day he's pro-black. And so my thing is this: what are you doing with your money? How are you helping African American children? How are you helping African American businesses? I know you got to get your account shut down on Chase. Are you going to put your money in a black-owned bank? Because it's a couple of black-owned banks out there. Bank United being the largest black-owned bank that they have. Are you going to put those millions in that black-owned bank? So don't get out here talking about you so pro-black if you ain't putting your money with black folks, okay? Most of these people that say, I stand with Ye, the man really ain't for us because his money was in a white-owned bank. And so if you all about black power and black empowerment, put your money where your mouth is. Put your money into black institutions. Now, and then also, you should have apologized to George Floyd because you were wrong, you lied, and you're listening to Candace Owens. Candace Owens is the type of person, she say one little good little thing, and then the rest of the stuff is just trash in what she's doing. Her best loyalty, she's married to a white man. So if she really was for the black culture, she would have married to a black man, but she in love with white folks so much because they pay her bills. So she would tap dance for white folks all day long. But let's be clear, let her make a mistake and let her do something. Those same white folks that she tap dancing and doing backflips for are going to throw her under the bus, and then she's going to be dragged. But she's the same black woman that had to get the NAACP to sue the school district for discrimination. So you use a black organization to help you sue, but now you're against black people. You think black people are completely trash, even though we're not. It's a lot of black fathers out there in homes. We need to promote that as well. Everybody ain't out here creating babies and not being a father in a home. So we definitely have great fathers out there. So we need to promote that as well. And then she goes around and then she lying on Black Lives Matter because she's saying that Black Lives Matter just spending money outside of the organization on homes and houses and cars, but they're not looking at the good things that's going on with Black Lives Matter. And so they just listening to a lot of those talking points, trying to talk down to Black Lives Matter, trying to trash Black Lives Matter because they're very powerful. They would not talk down to Black Lives Matter if they wasn't doing anything positive in the community. They're helping bills to be passed. They're helping on the local level. They're helping on the state level as well. And again, some of the stuff that Candace on say, I applaud. And some of the stuff she say, I just throw it out of my mouth and say, oh my gosh, I can't receive this because it's a bunch of cow manure. It's a bunch of trash. Now back to Kanye West. Me personally, I don't think he's on his meds. Don't think the man is on his meds. I think the man is just out here not taking his medication, and I think he's very manic. And then one day he want to trash the Jewish community, the next day he want to apologize and all of this because he losing deals. And my thing is that I thought you pro-black. This is what you stand on. But then he's saying stuff and he just losing opportunities. He just losing stuff really, really left and right. And those some people agree with Kanye West, but again, those same people that agree with Kanye West ain't gonna do what Kanye West said so they can lose their opportunities and lose their deals when it comes to these opportunities, when it comes to stuff that's going on. Kanye West have lost millions upon millions of dollars, and that could have went towards helping the black community. And you're talking about the Jewish are controlling everything, but why don't you, Kanye West, own and operate your own company? Why do you have to go to the same oppressor? You say they are oppressing us. Why do you go to that same oppressor? Why don't you have your own company that produce the Yeezys and then your own distribution company to distribute it to around the world? You could do that by investing those millions, but you went to the same people that say that's oppressing you. You went there and you signed those contracts. So why don't you, Kanye West, put your money where your mouth in and be independent and say, hey, I'm going to distribute the shoes. If you go to the website, you can purchase through the KanyeWest.com, purchase your Yeezys. We'll deliver it to your home, and that's what I'm going to do. You don't have to necessarily have to go through a middleman. You can be the middleman. So don't get out here talking like you about that life, and you're really not about that life. That's what I'm saying in my humble opinion. I know I got a couple of folks that's out here that don't necessarily agree on what I'm saying, but I'm looking at Kanye West. It's a lot of things that Kanye West could be doing to actually help his community, and I don't necessarily see him doing that at all. Okay? All right? This is the same black man that said slavery was a choice. But now you want to be all pro-black, you want to be all conscious. Then the next day you're talking about the Jewish people. Did you get dragged? Then you lose your deals, and now you want to apologize. You got to know what you're doing. Know what you're doing when you're coming out here trying to be pro-black. It takes something, especially when you're a celebrity. It takes something where you really want to talk out and speak out. Just know it's consequences that comes with speaking out. When you speak around the wrong group of people, you may lose deals, especially when you're being very ignorant. A lot of people don't know the Jewish community was a great asset to the civil rights movement. They actually helped fund the civil rights movement. Was the Jewish community. If it wasn't for them, I think we wouldn't have gotten a lot of our civil rights, because they helped put their money, and some of them put their lives on the line to help the benefit of Black America. And a lot of people don't know that, but a lot of Dr. King's biggest backers was from the Jewish community. So let's not talk about people that actually helped us and actually benefit us. And the reason why we have the rights what we have today is because they put their lives on the line, and a lot of them put their money where their mouth is. And I want to know, where is Kanye West putting his money is? Where is he going to do it when it comes to that? And then we also see that Kanye West, we're talking about Jason Lee. I think I have that. Somebody sent that to my email about Jason Lee, that he was mad at Jason Lee. Let me look at my notes really quickly, and I'm going to pull up. Okay, this was on Rolling Loud, and let me read. Rolling Out. They said Kanye West blasted Jason Lee for leaking the Donna Academy close down. They said Jason Lee quit working with Kanye following the White Lives Matter debacle. That's a lie. Jason Lee quit way before the White Lives Matter. So this article is automatically incorrect. But anyway, let's finish reading here. Give me a second. All right. Kanye West reportedly enraged that Hollywood Unlocked founder Jason Lee leaked a private email from Donna Academy announcing that the school was allegedly closed effective immediately. This news following the companies that have cut ties to the controversial rapper following the recent anti-Semitic statements: JP Morgan and Chase Bank, Balenciaga, Gap, Adidas, Foot Locker, The Real, TJ Maxx, Vogue, and CAA and MRC. The publication did not state why the Donna Academy was shutting down its doors. However, Lee reported that families are concerned about getting a refund on their tuition fees. Dear Donna Academy families, we hope this email found you well. First, we would like to express our gratitude in our community of families and scholars that the Donna Academy brought together. However, at the direction of our founder, Donna Academy will close the remainder of the year 2022 to 2023 school year effective immediately Thursday, October 27th. There is no school tomorrow. The statement reads, according to the Hollywood Unlocked. We intend to begin afresh in September of 2023. We are confident that our scholars will continue to advance our creative innovators, courageous influencers, and academic leaders of the next generation. Thank you for your support. After the email was leaked to the public, Kanye reportedly clapped back at Lee. Jason Lee Yeezy penned a now deleted post, according to the Hot New Hip Hop. Here's the clout you're looking for. My school is being shut down. You wouldn't help. You want to help or hurt? Lee was hired by Kanye to the head of the media and partnership for Yeezy, but Lee quit after the college dropout rapper worst infamous White Lives Matter sweatshirt is SZN9 clothing line displayed during the Paris Fashion Weekend. Lee explained on his Instagram page and all of that. So I want to say this, and I humbly speaking, that Kanye West definitely, I don't know where he's trying to go with this. And I don't understand. He put on the White Lives Matter shirt, and then he started to give the White Lives Matter t-shirts to the homeless. What are you doing to help Black people? What is your Black agenda plan? And now that you getting JP Morgan Chase bank bank account getting shut down, let me see where you and your company is going to put that money next. Is it going to be a Black owned bank or is it going to be a white owned bank? Let's just see. I'll remain to be seen. So that's all I had to say about Kanye. We definitely will open up the phone lines to allow you all to call in to give your thoughts. Now, I was minding my own business, and then I see that I think that was on Friday or Saturday, Tasha K and some of her employees and also some of the winos, they attended Nicki Minaj concert that she had in Philadelphia. It was a concert. So we see the employee with the lips, and I was zooming in on her lips. Her lips is so botched there. Not Nicki Minaj's lips, but Tasha K employee, her lips. And then I looked at it and I said, that girl better stop messing with her lips. And I saw that, all of the injections and all that stuff, them lips look botched. I looked at them lips and I zoomed in and I'm like, oh my God. And she was all in the camera. She's just all in the camera. And I just zoomed in on them lips. I said, she better leave them lips alone. And I looked at that and I said, look at that upper lip. It looked botched. And now I'm talking about Tasha K employee, the employee that went with Von Ray. Y'all better be caught up because it's all over there on Instagram. It's all over there on the Shade Room. It's all over there everywhere. And I looked at them lips. I said, what in the world does she deal with them lips? What is she doing with them lips? That is and then I saw her body and it looked like she's trying to get work done to her body. Look at, like, child, leave your body alone. If God born you to, like, I'm not messing with my lips. I love my juicy Black lips. So I'm not trying to mess with my lips and make them botch. And so them lips definitely look very botch. And so we're definitely going to keep y'all updated on that. And I saw it and I said, what in the world did she do with her lips? Now, she was super excited to be with Nicki Minaj and to rap Nicki Minaj lyrics. And she had the phone all up on her to get on the blogs and stuff like that. And so I'm super excited. And then Nicki Minaj was actually lip singing. She wasn't even rapping for real. She was lip singing, allegedly. She was lip singing, lip rapping. And I'm like, why is she lip rapping? Why are you not rapping live? She wasn't rapping live. She was lip rapping. I'm like, what is going on with Nicki Minaj and her not rapping live? Because she was doing Super Freak and she was rapping over the DJ beat. Okay? And I said, get to rapping live. I just don't understand that at all. If y'all want to see the lips, it's on social media. Y'all got to go on social media. Okay? And I just don't understand that. Like, she wasn't rapping live, in my humble opinion. And I saw it. And I said, I'm not wasting no money seeing her not rapping live. When I went to go see Usher when I was in Vegas, I went to go see Usher. He was singing live. And that's what I love. I love when people sing live. I don't like it when you when you lip sync. I love it when you sing live. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. Okay? She was lip rapping. Okay? I like it when people rap live with the live vocals. I want you out of breath. That's one thing I like about Lil' Kim. She rap live. I appreciate that. And I appreciate that love of what she's doing, okay? All right. So if y'all didn't get to see the picture, it's up there and it's all out on social media. It's definitely up there. And y'all could definitely check it out and stuff like that. And then Jasmine is beautiful, but she cut off her hair. She was bald headed. I'm like, Jasmine, why you trying to look all hard? You a woman. Who told you to shave off your head? Why you looking like a whole dude looking like that? Who told you to shave your hair? You looking like an NBA ball player. Who told you to do that? So I don't know who told Jasmine to do that, but I was like, sis, don't shave your head. Looking like a whole basketball stud. That's what she looked like. And then you get the employee, the other employee, the light-skinned one. She claimed that she's light-skinned. You see her botch lips. Now she had the audacity to call me One-Eye Willie. I got a nickname for her. Botch lips. Okay? Now her lips is fine. Like, she's beautiful. The only thing I don't like about Jasmine, she ain't got no hair. Her hair is bald. She needs some hair. But she do look better than the light-skinned employee with the botch lips. Yes. But the employee with the botched lips, she called me One-Eye Willie. That's what she called me. Have the audacity, and you can't even take Von Ray's ride. You was running away from it. That's what he told me. She couldn't even take it. She would run away from it. I'm like, what? Now she was running away from it. Couldn't even take it. I'm like, she couldn't take it. She was running away from it. What? Because I heard that Von Ray is pretty blessed down there. That's what I heard. Here you are, you on that air mattress. You know, it's a little step when you get it on the air mattress, on that Storm Row air mattress. You got to blow it in. It's a standard. No, you ain't vacuum cleaning. You actually put it in there. You got to put the air in there. Sounds just like that. Here you are getting ready to get it in, and she can't take it. Like I just don't understand that. Running from it. All right, let's go to the next topic here. Okay. Now, let us, I want to say shout out to y'all. We're gonna do our Monique. I got on my Monique shirt. Hey, so over the weekend, I had the pleasure of visiting Atlanta. Okay. I had the pleasure of visiting Atlanta. And I wanted to go to Atlanta because I booked to go see, Monique Netflix Taping. So I didn't know what she was going to talk about. So let's say I get on the plane, get to Atlanta, and I go to my hotel, and it's only one elevator that's working in the hotel to get me, because I was in the North Tower, to get me to my room at the Sheraton Hotel, downtown Atlanta. So I was there, only one elevator. Then I was hungry, so I had to go to Grubhub, and I had to order me something from Five Guys. I ordered something from Five Guys, And because I got in maybe about 2 or 3 o'clock, and I knew I didn't want to go to no restaurant and be in do that for hours. So I went on there and I went to Five Guys, and I got me some burger, and they got me some French fries. This is my first time ever tasting Five Guys. So I went down, and then I had to go downstairs to get my meal because they don't allow the people go upstairs to deliver the meal. So I had to go downstairs to pick up my meal, and I had to wait on the elevator. And then during this time, I was at the place. They were having a conference. They were having, what's the name of the conference that they're having? Give me a second. Let me read it. They were having the 10th annual Black Doctoral Network Conference. They was having the 10th annual Black Doctoral Network Conference. They were having that, and that was around the Black people with the PhD. Okay, and so so I was there, and I had all these educated people, and I lied, and they said, "Well, where do you get your PhD?" I got my PhD from Harvard. I was telling people I went to Harvard, and I got my PhD. What? I had to lie because everybody else had PhD and talking about it, and they said, "Well, what did you write your paper on to get your doctor to get your PhD?" I wrote my paper on the effects of the welfare is the downfall of the Black community. Oh, really? You wrote it? Yes, I wrote it. So I'm Dr. They said, I'm Dr. Wiley. So I'm just talking. I didn't know because everybody else was talking about their degrees and stuff like that. So I had to talk about where I got my PhD. I got my PhD. I got my, wrote my thesis on. Everybody else talking about where they wrote their thesis on. So I had to tell them where I wrote mine from and how I wrote it and stuff like that. And people, and then, I just had to do it. And so people got upset about it, and we had like a whole little debate in there, and I wrote my thesis and stuff. And it was a beautiful person that got her doctor's body, just everything. Body is everything. Everything. She had on a nice dress. She smelled good. We just talking. So if she got her PhD, I got me a PhD too. Because I had to flirt. I had to give her. I had to speak on the doctor level. I can't tell her, ma'am. I just changed diapers for a living. I can't tell her that. If I'm trying to hit that, I gotta say I'm a doctor. All right, I'm trying to hit that. So, nevertheless, I couldn't hit it. Didn't get a chance to hit it and stuff like that. I was rushing and stuff like that. Anyway, okay. So we were talking about that. So I got my food. Then we went back to the hotel room. The hotel room was tiny. It was tiny, but it was okay because I'm only in Atlanta for a night. So I get on there, and then I get on the phone with some YouTubers, Trey So Raw and T Spiller. I was going to link up with them. I brought them on the show a couple of times, and so they said they're going to go out to the club or a bar. They said, "When you want to go?" I said, "I want to get some drinks." So we get to first of all, I had to print out my ticket because at the Monique show. Give me a second, you guys. Again, a phone call. 1 second. Okay, we back. We back. So at the Monique show, you couldn't have your phone out. So I read they said make sure you print out your ticket. So I get the lift and I print out my ticket at the FedEx. Not knowing, some told me to look around, and I see the theater that they're going to be having the Monique show. So I tried to go in early. The security, a Black lady wouldn't let me in. So I said, let me go. Then I see a diner. But before we was in the FedEx, I see this guy coming in with a bloody shirt. So I instantly put on my nurse hat, and I thought he was hurt. I said, "Is you okay?" I thought about doing CPR. I thought about ripping off my shirt, doing a pressure on the wound. But it was a costume. He wasn't hurt. I thought he was really hurt. But it was a costume, and so I had to rush. I'm like, oh, wow, it's the Halloween weekend. So I left the FedEx place, got my ticket, printed it out, and I went to the diner. Okay, went to the diner, and I got me some salmon, some rice, some broccoli, and I was just eating. And then there was this amazing, I think her name was Linda, this attractive waitress was waiting on me. And I got me some wine. The wine was disgusting, but I drank it anyhow. And she said, "What do you want?" She said, "What kind of wine?" She was like, "Can I see your ID?" And so I showed her my ID, and it was such an honor. I'm still getting ID'd at 31 years old. So we talked, and then I'm talking to my audience, just randomly talking to my audience about how the security didn't let me in, blah, blah, blah. It had to have been somebody Black. And so I finally got done eating, so sometimes to go across the street. So I go across the street and they lock up my phone, and I'm just saying, and first of all, it was chilly, so I had on my jacket. So I went into the theater. Like, they want to let nobody sit down yet. They said, you get a free drink and stuff like that. I said, no, I don't want no free drink. I want nothing else to drink because I want to be running to the restroom. So I go to the restroom, then I go upstairs, and something told me, say, go downstairs. So I said, I went downstairs and I sat down, minding my own business. So one of the producers of the Netflix special, a black woman that worked there, they were asking questions about what was your favorite Monique show and why tell us how long you've been a fan of Monique. So they asked this other women, and then they said, I want to ask you, sir. And I'm like, okay. I was nervous. Like, oh my God. So I look up, nothing but cameras I've never seen in my life, for some great HD cameras, lights, a boom mic, and everything's in my face. I said, okay, well, let's do it. And it was like, tell us how long you've been. I've been a fan since Monique. When she said, hey, Mr. Hightower, hey, Professor Overbeat. That was there. Okay. And I said, and then I also said that, it's a good thing that Black America didn't throw her away. When white folks wanted to cancel her, Black America stood by the side of Monique, and we stood there. We let it be known that we continue to put money in her pocket. Even though Hollywood and white Hollywood, they threw her away, Black people stood by her. And then the two Black women said, wow, you did a good job. I was so nervous. So they had the camera in my face. Then they had me to sign a release form. So they had me sign a release form. So I knew it was serious, and I was like, I had to skim through it because I don't like signing stuff that I don't read. I knew that I won't have any rights to it. It's gonna all belong to Hicks Productions. That's her husband production company. And I was like, okay. So I signed it, and I took a picture of me signing the paper. And I was like, oh my God, did I really did that? So I'm like, wow, like, I was over it. Then I asked to say, is there a way I could take a picture with Monique? So they did say, Monique. Anyway, they said, we don't know if you can take a picture. I was like, it's okay. So I go back upstairs, and then they started letting people in. Then somebody like, Wiley for the Wiley Show. Actually, two people downstairs, I said, hey, Wiley, how you doing? And I was talking. And then when I got into the side of my seat, was another female to say, hey, Wiley, hey, I'm such a fan. I'm like, hey. I was rushing to get to my seat. And so I was sitting, I got me a good seat, by the way. I was sitting in the third row. Okay? Get there, sit down in the third row. And so it was this guy, and it's always one flamboyant guy that's flamboyant and gay. They gotta just do everything. So he was in there dancing, doing the most. Okay. So the guy that was sitting next to me, he got a ticket. He have a ticket to sit down. And so but another guy, they had the same seat. So I'm like, how this gonna go down? And then the lady was asking, like, what is your name? So he told the name. And then the man was like, they're gonna have to pry my hands from this seat. I'm not moving. I'm like, okay. So the white man, she got the white man to come back. And then the white man came and he was like, what's your name? Like, what's the name of your ticket? How did you get the ticket? I got it from the wheel call. Who gave you the ticket? Sydney. He was like, who is Sydney? Monique's husband, Sydney. And I'm like, how does this go? I'm like, well, okay. He gave me the ticket on the wheel call. And the guy actually had a ticket. He had the actual ticket. So and he was like, how do you get it? Sydney. So this Black lady, she was a lesbian. She was like, you can sit right here. He actually got a better seat, and you can sit right here. And because the person didn't show up, and so you can sit right here. So, and he was in the second row. So he sat down, and everything was cool. So the guy that seated he sat by me, and so the flamboyant guy, he just up dancing, doing the most, talking loud, doing the most, and everybody was just having fun. Then he kept, and he was sweating too. He kept shaking his sweaty butt on this woman. She was sitting down in the second row, and he kept doing it, and she just paid it off. And then one time she just came to him and said, dude, stop dancing on me. Like, stop. He said, oh, I'm so sorry. My apologies. So he sat down for about 5 seconds. Then he stood back up. He was back up dancing again. And he was back up just dancing all over there. Sweat just made me down. He was just doing all type of dance. And so, and I was like, he gonna wind up getting kicked out. The guy was like, yeah, they're gonna wind up kicking him out. So then we get Corey, I think that's her name, from Chicago, the comedian. She come out to do her set before Monique. So she come out to do her set. He's talking to her in the set, like interrupting her set. real loud and everything. Like, tell us about it. What happened? You know, when you do the punchline, you're supposed to have a little space and before you give your punchline. Tell us what happened. He just like was like kind of like messing her up because like the lady was up there talking about how her daughters had her going to the club, how she 40, how she got to take a nap and hearing all this stuff. She was just giving her set. He was just talking about that. So finally, you know, she finished up her set. Like her last joke was, you know, she went to her husband's job. She had on some high boots and a jacket with nothing on under there. And then her boot got caught up in the stair and she fell down the stairs like literally they saw her butt naked ass. And so that was her last joke. Then boom. So then now the producer's telling us be loud, clap, and all that. White woman. So the guy that was flamboyant, he was telling him to sit down. So the next thing I know, the police show up. So the police show up. I'm like, what's going on? The Atlanta police show up, and the lady, and it was a black woman. She pointed at him like, come here. He said, me? Okay. So he get up, didn't say excuse me, just walking over people. Like he was sweating down, everything. So they escorted him out the theater. He got kicked out. Didn't even get to see Monique. Soon as he got kicked out, we was just clapping like, yes, we was clapping because he was doing the most. We was clapping everything. And then the black woman, she started clapping the one that he was dancing all over her. They were just clapping. So and I kind of felt bad because I'm like, damn, you spent all your money to get this nice seats. I think the seats were like $200, almost $300. And here you are, you didn't even get to see Monique, so you acted so ignorant and stuff like that. And the thing about it is he couldn't control his liquor. He had too much liquor because the man was drinking. You didn't even supposed to bring liquor in the theater. But he somehow brought some liquor in a bottle and he was just drinking like it was Kool-Aid. And so he got put out. So finally Monique show up. So we all stood up. We was clapping, Monique, 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 like really, really loud. Monique, 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 Monique. So really, really loud. And I got on my Monique shirt. Yes, I got on my Monique shirt. Shout out to Don TV for giving me this Monique shirt. So we was like, Monique, Monique. And she was like, woo, y'all ain't gonna let me get done with the Netflix. And y'all screaming, so y'all have a seat. I'm like, okay. And so she opens up with her joke about being in special ed. And I'm not going to dive into all her jokes. So she opened up about being in special ed. And so it just triggered me. I'm like, wait a minute. I was in special ed too. And then I love my mom. But my mother had me in everything. She had me in speech therapy. She had me in special ed. And so I was in special ed. And I didn't know I was in special ed until I've gotten older because I've always, when the kids... I don't want to cry, but when they would take a test, I would have to go to another smaller room. I would be in the room with the kids that eat their t-shirt, the kids that got snot coming out their nose, the kids that slap themselves, the kids with the helmet on their head. I was in that room taking my test because we would have to get extra time. Like if the test is an hour, we would get like 2 hours to take our test. Okay. So I was in there taking the test, being in everything. I was in special ed, taking my test and everything. And so I just thought this was normal. And I was like, well, why am I in in the room, like people eating their t-shirts and stuff like that? I was in the room with them. And so, so we get back. Then I go back to my regular classroom and stuff like that. I never had to go to summer school because I was in special ed. Never had to go to summer school. And then we have to have a meeting. It would be in a room. We would have a meeting. It would be me. It would be my IEP person, social worker, all type of people in this meeting. They just talking about Wiley, talking about me, about how often do I read, if I'm this and that, just talking blah, blah, blah. And so it really came to me that when I was in special ed, everybody kept saying, Wiley, you're going to get in a good school because they got to have a certain percentage of special ed students. So I applied to Chicago Military Academy and I got accepted. But I was in special ed in that class. So I go to a special room. Shout out to Mr. Evans. He was like my special ed teacher, tall guy. Shout out to Mr. Singer. He was my special. He was my special ed teacher as well. And so I would go there, take my test. It was really, really fun. You know what I'm saying? It was really fun. Like it didn't really bother me that I was in special ed because I was in there for so long and stuff. So I was in special ed. But back to when I was elementary school, I would get a check. Yeah, I'd get a social security check. So I was in everything. I was in everything. My mom had me in everything. And so she put me in there and for a check. and stuff like that. And so I did need extra help because a lot of things I didn't know how to do. I didn't know how to read, and somebody had to learn how to read, and they would give me cards and learn how to for me. We played our memory game and to match the people and stuff like that. And I would have to stand up and say, "Hello, my name is Marquise. I'm a special ed." And then you hear these people in the classroom making sound, yeah, make all weird sounds. And so I was a special ed. All my life, all my life was special ed. So I went to high school and I was a special ed was a little bit better in high school, even though I still had to go to another classroom to take a test. But Mr. Evans, he had me in other activities. He had me on a debate team. He had me on, I went to a show called Know Your Heritage. And so we would talk about that. I was on the TV show. And so we would answer questions, and somehow I got the answer wrong. I got the answer wrong on Know Your Heritage. It was like, I think I said what state got all the fields and got a lot of farming, and I think I said Florida, and I lost. And so we lost. I think we lost to Simeon High School or Hyde Park High School. So I was in there. But one thing about Mr. Evans, he had me in debate, and then I won an award, a speaker's award, because I was really good in debate. So I won a speaker's award. And so I really, really appreciate it. So Monique was talking about her experience in special ed. Really, 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 really funny. Then she's talking about her experience with her mom and how her mom was and her experience with her dad and how her experience in her family about having gay family members. And there was something else that Monique touched on that really had me crying about how the church, messed up her grandmother and how her grandmother did not love her daughter because her daughter was gay. And I cried because I know how the church mess up my grandmother's mind. When you find out your grandson is gay and all of that, we was very distant for years. And so we're still not that close as we once were. But once I came out and said what I like, it's like a distance, and it's because of the church. And the church messed up a lot of stuff. So I was tearing up and I was really, really laughing. And so it was like a good experience of her telling that joke because I can relate, ever since I came out and said, y'all, I like peeing, I'm gay. It is what it is. It was a distance between church members. It was a distance between me and my grandmother. It was just a distance. But before that, we were just as cool. We were just as close. But when I came out and said that and came out as gay, it was like she would tell me, she said, "You're on your way to hell. You need to get delivered. You're on your way to hell. You need to get delivered. You're not going to heaven like a man. It's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve." My grandma was very homophobic. That's what it. And my uncle was very homophobic of what he said. Y'all gays going to hell. Y'all going to burn. And so this is something I was hearing as a teenager. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to burn. So I would get on the altar. I would call on Jesus. I would call on Jesus. I would cry. Snot would come out my nose. I would shout. I would roll around on the floor and say, "I'm delivered." I would get over to church and I would tell everybody, Wiley, Brother Wiley, tell your testimony. I just want to say, y'all, right now that I'm not gay no more. I'm delivered. I know I'm no longer gay. God delivered me and everything like that. And I really thought at that time, I was delivered. I really thought I was just delivered. So I get on the train. I was on the blue line. I think I was coming from work or heading to work, but it was just a gay guy on the train. And then instantly we started flirting. And I went back to his house and we had sex. And I cried because I wasn't delivered. I cried. So he invited me to his church because he was another church kid. He was at the Church of God in Christ. I'm not going to name the name because I want to spill his secret. I think he's still in the closet. I don't know how he's going to be in the closet because he's very flamboyant. But anyway, we was definitely that way, man. And I was very conflicted in what I want. Do I like women? Do I like men? Very conflicted because they made it seem like, you're on your way to hell. And I knew I liked the women as well. I didn't know anything about bisexual. So in my mind, gay. Didn't know that you could be bisexual. Never heard of that word until later on, until I met Jonathan. Until I met him, then he explained to me, "You're bisexual because you like women, you like men." So I'm like, "Oh, really? That's what it's called?" I just thought I was confused because I would hear that a lot, that you confused, you going to hell and all of that. And one of the most painful things for me when I was in the church, very painful, my uncle Bishop Mervyn Conrad from the Church of Holiness in Chicago, he would say, you can't direct the choir anymore. I'm like, I can't direct the choir. Couldn't direct the choir anymore because the way how he put it, he said, "You have a spirit and we don't want that spirit to leap out on the other members on the choir." So that was the most painful thing ever because I loved directing the choir. I loved, being in the church. I love church. Like that church kept me out of gangs. It kept me out of the streets. I love church. And so when he told me that, I just literally like broke down. I broke down in tears. I broke down in tears. I was so hurt from it, that whole experience. And I'm like, wow, this is really crazy. And I was really crying. And I really needed some guidance because I didn't know, I've heard it a lot and said, you're going to hell, you're going to burn. I would hear this and it affected me a lot. And so when I got older, I just started to break down because I didn't know who I was, who I wanted to be. Because one day I would be in a world with my friends and the next day I won't talk to them for days because I would try to get back in the church because I knew you can't do both because they would say, hey, you can't serve two masters. Hell, it was so bad because the church I grew up in, we couldn't even go to the movies. Like it was against God to go to the movies. So I remember my good friend during that time, Sharman, he was like, let's go to the movies. I say, no, we can't go to the movies. We can't sit in the seat of the scornful. We can't go to the movies. That's sinful. So I would be so scared to go to the movies because they said you go to the movies, you're on your way to hell. So I didn't want to burn. So for a while, I didn't go to. It took me until I didn't really enjoy the movies until I became an adult, and then I got into the movies and got into like watching movies stuff like that. But it took me a while, and now I love going to movies. But as a teenager, I didn't go to the movie. I was scared. Didn't go to the clubs and stuff like that. Still kind of scared of going to the clubs and stuff like that because they said if you go to the clubs, you're on your way to hell. So it took me a while to go to all of that stuff. That was that. So I'm just telling my stories. I'm not going to get into what Monique talked about in the jokes. I'm just giving y'all highlights. She talked about her mother, talked about her father. She dragged her mother and she dragged her father. She dragged her mother. She dragged her. No, we were in like we was in holiness, sanctification, the holiness church. We was in the holiness church. Thank you, Mouth Open, like holiness, where women couldn't wear pants. It's very old school. Women couldn't preach. Women places in the home, providing for their husband, cooking their husband food. If you want to fast, if you're married, you have to get permission from your husband in your vows. And there you have to obey your husband. The husband is the head of the household. So and people always say, while you're trolling, a lot of that is how I've been raised. So still to this day, I don't like masculine women. I believe that the man is the head of the household. I don't believe that a woman, you should be, her place is at home, being obedient to her husband. So a lot of the things that I was raised under, yeah, I was raised under all of that in a Pentecostal, in a Pentecostal church. I was raised under all of that, and some of those views, I still believe in. Right, I still believe in. To now, when I started getting on YouTube, I'm like, women can be professional folks. I just thought women didn't work. I thought women supposed to be at home providing for their kids and cooking and all of that. I didn't think women supposed to have careers and all of that. But now you got some women out here that make more money than they men and tell their man what to do. And I still don't believe that a woman should be telling her man what to do. It should be the other way around, in my humble opinion. That's my thoughts. And so, that's what I was raised under. And so it took me years to get it. Some things I'm still kind of raised under. And it took me years. I was hurt. Church hurt is like hurt that you have to learn how to deal with. And so I was hurt a lot in the church. It hurt me. And then I was back, battling with the church, arguing with church people. I started to cuss and it shocked a lot of people. And I started to do a lot of stuff. But yes, hey, thank you so very much, Chucktown, for that super chat. So let's talk about in Atlanta. So I was in the club. I wanted to go to the club for some drinks. So shout out to the people that's on my station head. See, if you're on my station head, you got the behind the scenes. At first, I didn't want to go because they was like, you might get jumped. Because somebody said they was looking for me to jump me and beat me up. So I said, I might not go because I don't want to be fighting because it's going to go viral. It's going to be on the internet. So then Sub told me, man, go and enjoy yourself. So I hit up Trey So Raw. I hit up T Spiller. And I said, I want to meet them. Let's link up for some drinks. So we linked up with them for some drinks. It was Trey So Raw's birthday, I think today or it's tomorrow. His birthday, but it was like his birthday weekend. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get some drinks. So I'm out here spending money on drinks. I'm thinking drinks is like $5. And when I looked at my bank account, I'm like, damn, the drinks was expensive. But it didn't bother me. I was just buying drinks. I had about 4 Red Bull and Hennessy. And I was just buying drinks. So then I started to meet some people in Atlanta. I started to meet who was that? Brandon Carson from About Him. So before I met him, I met Hey Mikey, and he don't even go by Hey Mikey anymore. I'm like, Hey Mikey. So I met him, and then the guy that I'm gonna show y'all this picture real quick. Give me a second. So I was sitting next to a guy. We were talking. Okay, I'm flirting and talking or whatever. He was dressing like Big Perm. I'm like, why this man got stuff in his hair? And I keep forgetting that it's Halloween. So I took a picture with him. We're talking, okay, and having a whole conversation. And then I saw another person, four from G Status. So I saw him there, tall, very attractive. The man was drunk out this world. I'm like, you want another drink? We were drinking. I was saying, I want to see. I was like, it was getting kind of sexual. I'm like, let me see your pee. Just joke. I'm tipsy drunk, and I'm just anything that comes to my head. I want to see him. He said, "You want to see it? You want to see it?" I'm like, no, don't show me. And I really did want to see it, but I'm trying to be professional and try not to, I'm trying to be professional, but being kind of freaky around all these men. My hormones just going crazy because it's like seeing eye candy. So we just talking and stuff like that. So then they's like, Wiley, that's Brandon Carson. I'm like, Brandon Carson. So I get on there, almost tripped over a chair. So I see Brandon Carson. So I took a picture with Brandon. I'm like, oh my gosh, I am such a fan. Like I was a fan. I kept telling like I'm a fan of y'all. I was fanning out. These people like Brandon Carson is one of the ones was like the first shows that I saw with gay character. One of the first shows that I saw with gay characters that gay people were kissing, and I just fell in love with Brandon Carson. And we took a picture before back in Chicago years ago when I lived in Chicago because About Him went on tour. And then he didn't get renewed for the second season. Somebody else replaced him, but I've always been cool with Brandon Carson. He's really, really good guy. And so I was so happy. We was just talking. I was just giving him his props, really prop him up. And they heard it all on Station Head, like literally on Station Head. They heard it all. But I literally was just like turned up over the weekend. I was turned up, and I only spent one night in Atlanta. If I would have stayed up in Atlanta, I would have still been out there turned up. But it was so much fun. So all that liquor, when I got home, I slept like a baby. I took my pill. I slept like a baby. I really need to sleep. I was gonna go live like last night, but I couldn't do it. I just slept. But it was so much fun, man. It was a good thing meeting up with producers. And then I met another producer. So before we walked in the club, a person was like, hey, Wiley from the Wiley Show. I'm like, hey. She was in the minivan and she watched the show. And my audience is like older people in my audience. I got a whole demographic, but mostly like the older crowd that really been. And I'm like, hey, and they was like, Wiley, you got fans? I'm like, yes, I have supporters. And I was so glad that I came out and had a good time. It was fun. I had a good time. It was great. Atlanta was fun, but I don't think I can move to Atlanta because it's a lot of temptations, in Atlanta. So I won't necessarily move in Atlanta, but I like visiting Atlanta. It was fun. So let us open up the phone lines if y'all want to call in. It was definitely fun over that way. Yes, glad you had a good time. I had a good time. I really, really loved it. I had a good time. It was fun, man. It was fun. And then I linked up with, Trey So Raw and them. It was fun. Like I was with Trey So Raw and them. Trey So Raw and T Speller. It was just really, really, it was really, really good, man. And we were talking about doing a reality show. And I was talking about, I would love to be a producer and be a part of the reality show. So we talking about business. So I will keep y'all updated about that. But I got this Monique show. Y'all see this shirt? Monique. Yes. So we had a good time. It was definitely a vibe. It was just a good time meeting people. And so we definitely will be back back in Atlanta. We definitely will go back and support that way. And I know when I go back in Atlanta, I'm definitely gonna, save up at least 5 racks. Cause me, I love to buy drinks for people. I love to turn up, I was all that. I was having fun. And I really, drink like in Dallas. I don't, I rarely drink in Dallas because I don't drink at home. But when I'm out and about, I'm a social drinker. If I'm out and about, then I drink. Hold on one second. We're gonna open up the phone lines. Moderator, if y'all can post the number. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay. Moderator, if y'all can post the number, we'll definitely have y'all on there can post the number really, really quickly. And then I'm gonna go to my last topic right quick about Chrisean and Blueface. So moderators, give me a second. Y'all can post the number, and then I'm gonna go to my last subject that we have about Blueface and Chrisean. We definitely going to be talking about those two characters, in which I am a fan of Blueface and Chrisean. I'm a fan of both of them. I think both of them are just lovely, but we definitely got to dive into it and talk about them for a second. So bear with me, you guys. I'm going to open up the phone lines, and then we're going to talk about Blueface and Chrisean. All right. Okay. They should be buying you. No, you don't have to buy me no drinks. Usually, when I do my meet and greet, people buy me drinks, but I was being very given. Like I was up and about. Mm-hmm. I ain't take my pill. I was a little manic. I was I was doing it, baby. Hold on. If it works, y'all, because sometimes this phone line don't work. Can y'all hear that? Let me know if y'all can hear that. Okay, I gotta get ready and get out of here because I want to get to the arena real early. All right, it's not letting me. It's the phone lines is not working, so I'm gonna have to open up the StreamYard because the phone lines is not working. Okay, yeah, the phone lines is not working. So what I'm gonna have to do is, if y'all trying to come on, I'm gonna have to open up the StreamYard because the phone lines is not working. Okay. So let's talk about we're going to WWE Raw tonight. We're going to WWE Raw. So let me say this about Blueface and Chrisean. Hope I'm saying the name right. Okay. Is this it? Blueface and Chrisean? No, that ain't that. Okay. Blueface and Chrisean, she posted that she had got beat up by Blueface. So I'm looking at this, and this is the thing I want to say. I don't feel sorry for Chrisean because number one, you are with a man and you love this man. You cream all over him. I don't feel sorry. If you're tired of him beating you up and throwing you around, you need to leave the relationship. I love this, and you love the toxic energy. I feel like if you didn't get beat up, wouldn't nobody pay you any mind. But she was just posting this thing about Blueface, and it was just going all the way viral on the blogs. Very, very topic. But my thing, me being personal, like just leave the relationship. The more and more you keep getting involved, because I don't feel sorry, I'm entertained by it. And then you entertain about it too. He beat you up, then you ride his pain, you cream all over him. It is what it is. So don't be mad about this. I don't feel sad about what she's going through because she must like it because she's still with the man. She's still with him. Is the phone line? All right, I think it's working now. I think. Oh, let me take Kanye West down. I think it's working out. So y'all can post the numbers on there. She doubled back and said he didn't hear. Yeah, because she knows she liked that. She probably could have hit it. You know, she liked the energy. She ain't gonna throw him in jail. She liked the energy, and it is what it is. Give me a second while I open up the phone lines. Okay, the phone lines is open. All right. So if y'all call in. Like she cream all over him and everything. Mm-hmm. I'm in love. Like it's just everything with their relationship that I like. I don't like. Don't get me wrong. I still kind of like some toxic energy because I had a dude over here. He has some toxic energy, and so somebody said, "Oh, Wiley really does love toxic energy." So let's be praying with that. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I got the phone lines open up. Anybody gonna call in? All right, come on, y'all. Definitely. But I've been saying this about Monique show. It's the best that she did. I was laughing and them cameras, I was so happy because them camera was on me, child. You know, when they put the camera on the crowd, because I'm cross-eyed, I'm cockeyed. So I can see when that camera zoom up. Baby, I was laughing. I was having my life. I appreciate that love. I appreciate that. And now what I'm going to do, since I do travel more, I'm going to, take a producer with me. Like if I'm in Atlanta, we going to a show, I'm gonna just buy an extra ticket and I'm gonna take a producer. You just spend time with Wiley. And so that's what I'm gonna do because I mainly go to stuff by myself. But them cameras on, baby, I was out. It was funny. It was great. It was a good experience. Getting out the house, it was a great experience. Meeting people. That's how you know that your show is going. So I hope that they have clips of me because I was in there, baby. I was in the third row having the best time, and I bought a good ticket, and so it was good just talking and stuff like that. All right. Let me see. We got somebody in the phone lines. Okay, Anonymous, can you hear me? Yes, I can. Oh, y'all, hold on. They said they can't. Hold on one second. They said they can't hear. All right, so you gotta have to hit the link on StreamYard. All right, thank you. Hit the link on StreamYard and they'll be able to hear you because they're not gonna be able to hear you right now. Because I got no, they still won't be able to hear you because I think I put the Saturday in wrong. You just have to hit the link on there. All right, thank you. Okay, y'all gotta hit the link. Okay, hit the link. Let me take the number down really quickly because y'all not gonna be able to hear about what's going on. So y'all just hit the link really quickly because it's not letting it work. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, because it's not letting it work. Okay, so y'all just have to hit the link. Okay. Hit the link because I can't be on here long. So hit the link. Come on. It's y'all time. If y'all over there on Blog Talk Radio, hit the link. Just connect it to your phone. Is it connect to it? Just hit the link. All right. There you go. Okay. All right. Do we got somebody in? Okay, we got somebody backstage. Hit the link because we won't be in here all day. So hit the link and you'll be able to come on. All right. Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me, Wiley?
All right, I can hear you. I just want to make sure they can hear you. Go ahead. Yeah, they can hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Tasha K, employee, on stage with Nicki Minaj, that was like a complete mess. Nicki Minaj looked like she was scared, looked like she was kind of like, oh my God, what's going on? I think they had too many people up there. I just want to know really why Tasha K's employee was up there anyway. I think as far as like with these blogger people, like Jason Lee, Tasha K, like they're both the same person. And I just feel like people should just keep their distance. People didn't hang with Wendy Williams, and Wendy Williams said that she did not make friends because she had to report news. And they want to be like Wendy Williams so bad, then they should follow what she does. Um, Chrisean and Blueface, I'm I'm really getting tired of seeing it. It doesn't matter if I'm on Instagram and I'm just scrolling through my feed, it's there. It's like at this point I would have to unfollow neighborhood talk and all of that because this domestic violence all this domestic violence is not cute, it's not funny. Some people are laughing at it, but I've had several family members to pass from domestic violence, and I find nothing funny about it. Um, Blueface coming out with some statement trying to save face. I don't even know why he did it because he's still gonna have a show. Zeus is still gonna show it. I feel like Zeus would go as far as to show a beating on on their network or whatever because they're already supporting this foolishness. Krishan hits him, he hits her. It's sickening, and actually something needs to be done about it. Um, it looks as though Chrisean mom is a crackhead. Daddy probably a crackhead or a cokehead himself. She has nobody supporting her, and she doesn't want anybody supporting her. So I feel like at this point, let them beat each other to a pulp until, and I hate to say this, maybe somebody's no longer gonna be here, but nobody should be putting this out. Nobody should be glorifying it. And everybody knows these younger kids, a lot of stuff they look at as cute, it's really not cute. Um, Domestic violence, it's almost as if they're showing that it's okay, your man can beat you, your woman can beat you. It's none of that. And I just wonder what can be done to stop it from being shown on the internet and on TV. And I'm gonna wrap it up. And I know people are gonna say
I think
you
people
shouldn't.
what it could stop if people start watching it. It will never stop as long as you're watching. The reason why Blueface and Chrisean have a show is because people are interested. They're watching. They're always on the neighborhood talk. They always on the shade room. They always on Hollywood Unlocked. They always on the ball alert. So people are going to watch it because I watch it. I think it's very entertaining. I think that just like people were entertained with Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown debacle, they watched
That
that.
was different. I don't mind
So,
watching crackheads. I can watch crackheads all day, but my thing is we wouldn't watch this with our family. If our family was getting beat, and they don't want to leave, we would have to distance ourselves.
I mean,
But
some with
I
distance, and
want to
you would
make
definitely.
this.
I had an aunt. She was in an abusive relationship, and I laughed at it. I was growing up, just as me. Her man would just get it drunk and like beat up, and or she would say something. I remember one time my aunt, I'm gonna call her Aunt Barbara. Aunt Barbara would go and sit on one of our neighbors' lap. I remember one time she sat on one of our neighbors' lap, and again, Aunt Barbara had on this skirt, had a nice body, sit on the neighbor's lap. So her man was like get off his lap, blah, blah, blah. So he grabbed her, he threw her down, he was punching. I was laughing because he was falling down because he was drunk. But they had about 8
Because
kids.
you were young.
I was young, but I was entertained by it. I was like, what is Aunt Barbara and Uncle Sam going to do today? What is they going to do? And so I would watch it and I would laugh. It was entertaining for me. And so now seeing Blueface and Chrisean, I'm entertained by it.
I want to make this one point, and I know people are gonna say don't bring race into it, but do y'all really think that a white network would or a network would show a white woman being beat by any type of man and people finding amusement in it and finding enjoyment in it? I really don't think so. I don't. But I think at this point, if Chrisean doesn't care, then other people aren't gonna care.
Yeah, she have to care. Like it will be. I've seen white crackheads. Yes, if people are into white folks in the toxic energy, they will put it on a network. Okay, it definitely going to happen. As long as we're watching, as long as people consuming it, people are going to watch it. It is what it is. So hey, and that's how it is. All right, I think we got somebody backstage. I believe that's Lisa. Also, too, if you want to come on, this is the time that you click that link and come on to the show. Lisa, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Lisa, turn me down the back, Lisa.
I don't have anything on.
Okay, I can hear you loud and clear. I heard something in the back, but go ahead, Lisa.
Okay. I'm not going to be on long on it. I'm glad you enjoyed your trip in Atlanta. I just wanted to know, I saw someone ask this question. What brought you to Dallas?
What brought me to Dallas? I had my friend, my good friend. I call him my cousin. But he's a friend. This is before he got addicted to drugs. He was living in Dallas, and I remember before he left, he said, "You need to come to Dallas." I'm like, "No, I need to be with the Lord," and I didn't move with him. And so once I got kicked out of my grandmother's house, and I had nowhere to go, I was kicked out. I had nowhere to go. So Jonathan was staying in Dallas, and he sent me over a bus ticket, a Greyhound bus ticket. And I moved from Chicago to Dallas. And that's how I got here at Dallas. This was before Jonathan got hooked on the drugs. And he was doing really, really good for himself. And he invited me to come stay with him in Dallas, him and his roommate, Theo.
Okay, I'm a fairly new subscriber. So I've been wanting to know that.
Yes.
So and then my last comment, I know it's not related to what you have on the menu, but I wish, Wiley, you could do a review before the sentencing of Darrell Brooks. Because Wiley, he is a complete mess. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, that's the one that's the black guy that's representing himself, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If you can somehow cover that, his sentencing, I think it's November 15th. It's just a complete mess. And I would be interested to hear what the producers
Okay.
thought of it. But that's my last comment. And
Thank you.
have a good rest of the day.
All right, thank you so very much. All right, bye-bye. All right, so we got the phone lines open up. Also, too, we went to the Chinese restaurant. So we're in Atlanta. You go to the club and it's a Chinese restaurant, which is very smart about it, and they stay open. And we was in there. I bought me some chicken wings, some shrimp fried rice, and chicken wings, shrimp fried rice, and I think I had 2 sodas. So I went there and I was eating, and they dropped me home, and I ate, and that shrimp fried rice was nasty, but the chicken was good. So I had a good experience, man. Y'all, when y'all see me out, baby, it was the party, Wiley's, just all, and that's what y'all need to be on my station here. All right, here we go. Be more. How you doing?
Hey, Wiley.
Hey,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Yes.
Okay, so are you going to tell these people how you had the opportunity to take your picture with Monique and you left after I told you to stay at the place?
Well, for me, they had the phones outside, and I don't remember. I was like, oh, okay, here we go. Let me go ahead on. And they said, get your phones outside. And I think they wouldn't let nobody in. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure about that because I just got my phone. And I said, hey, let me just go on some Uber, head back to my hotel. So it just wasn't me. I think I will get an interview and a picture with Monique. It's going to happen because she's going to do more shows. Because usually after her shows, she takes pictures. But I think this one, because it was her taping, she didn't come off the stage. But usually Monique, because like last time when I met her at the Comedy Hype, a Comedy View or something she was on in Atlanta last year, she took pictures. She came off the stage, she took pictures. This particular time, because of Netflix, I think she didn't get down with the crowd. And then even if she did, we wouldn't be able to take the picture because we had to get our phones. Our phones was locked up.
So no. So the reason why I asked you to stay in your seat was because afterwards, when I told you to stay, it was some other people who stayed as well. And she came out up to the upstairs lobby. You know how when you came in, you went to your right or your left to come in.
Okay.
So this part on the left, people were able to stay, and she did come out and she did do pictures afterwards. But that's why I was telling you, because you were so you wanted to take a picture, you wanted to interview and things like that, and that was your opportunity to talk to her, take the picture as well as do a video. So that's why I was trying to get you to come back. At that moment, I was standing with her, and I'm like, okay, where's Wiley? I couldn't find you at the time, and your phones were taken. So I do understand that, and forgive me because I have a cold from being out in Atlanta. But that's how I was trying to get you to stay. She is taking a break, so she won't be doing shows for a little while. But that's why I was trying to get you to stay, because I know you wanted to do that, and I still do have the jacket.
Okay. Yeah. We'll get a picture of her next time. Like I'm telling you, it's definitely gonna happen because I was so glad when I first got there, to the show. I was able to speak to the Netflix cameras. They had the cameras on us for that. So it was a good experience. I think it's going to be meant for me to get a picture with Monique. It's going to happen. And so when I left, then I know when I left, I was like, okay. And my hotel was like 5 minutes away. And I was like, well, let me come back. But I knew they weren't going to let me back in. But I knew it wasn't it. So I know next time it definitely will be. We definitely will get our picture. It's definitely going to happen. And I think I want to get an interview with Monique. It's just going to happen.
Okay. Well, nice talking to you.
Nice
and
talking to you too.
I'm glad you had fun, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye-bye. It's thank you. It's definitely going to happen. I'm going to get my picture with her. It's just going to happen because just like I was able to speak to those Netflix cameras, it's going to happen with the Monique picture. Like I would have stayed but they took our phones. We had to go outside. They took our phones, and then we was able to get our phones outside. And I wasn't on VIP. I know some people had their little VIP thing. I wasn't on VIP. Eventually, we will get our picture with Monique. Eventually, we will get our interview with Monique. But I appreciate after the show, on 1 second. Can y'all hear me? Something's going on with the internet. What's going on with the internet? All right, hold on 1 second. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Just press 1 if y'all can hear me. All right. So in my clothes, it was definitely gonna happen. We definitely gonna get a picture with her. We definitely gonna meet her. Soon as she go back on her comedy thing, we're gonna take a trip. I don't care where I don't care if she go to Alabama or whatever. We're gonna take another flight. We're gonna link up with Monique, and we're definitely going to take a picture with Monique. We are a huge fan. I did meet her niece. I couldn't take a picture because they had our phones. I met her niece there. I believe that's her niece because it looked just like Monique. So I met her. It's definitely going to be hot. But thank y'all so very much for tuning in. Gotta go because I got to get to this arena because it's Raw tonight. So make sure y'all tune in to WWE Raw. Maybe y'all will see us on TV, or maybe not, because we're going there to support her and definitely. Okay. So if y'all missed the show, because we talked about Kanye, we talked about Bobby Lytes, and make sure y'all go and catch the replay. Thank y'all so very much. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel right quick. Like the video. It helps us in the algorithm. It's free. Can y'all click that like button? They changed something with YouTube right now. They're showing the live videos and this video. They have changed the whole thing over there. So if you're not getting your notifications, just text Wiley, one word, Wiley, Wiley, to 888-534-4939. Text Wiley to 888-534-4939. It is free to do. It is free to do. So make sure y'all do that. Text Wiley, Wiley, to 888-534-4939. This is my first time going to the AT&T Arena, so I'm driving, so I don't know about the parking. So if you want to contribute to the show, my birthday is right around the corner on November 11th. You can we asking for $1 per year to our Cash App, and our Cash App is $ Marquise Wiley 28. So I will be 32 years old. So that means that's $32 per subscriber if you want to contribute to our show. If you are buying any shirts or you got something that you want to send to our PO box, you go to PO Box 701122, Dallas, Texas 75370. Again, that is our PO Box 701122, Dallas, Texas 75370. Again, our cash out for those that are just joining us is $ Marquise Wiley 28. You could contribute over there as well. But we thank y'all so very much for y'all support. Thank y'all so very much. Actually, I am not going to be dressing for. I got my WWE shirt. Definitely doing that. And then also the behind the scenes, you can go to Station Head and you can catch the behind the scenes over there on Station Head. It's definitely there. Make sure y'all catch it over there on Station Head. You can catch it right there or the behind the scenes. You can go to our Station Head and you can definitely catch the behind the scenes and you download Station Head and you can download and type in The Wiley Show and you can follow us and everything. You get your notifications over there. We do the behind the scenes. Now that I'm heading over there to the wrestling event, the producers will be getting the behind, will literally be beginning the behind the scenes. Okay. All right. And you could definitely do it because it's definitely the link is definitely there. So you can definitely. And also thank you to this producer that purchased this thing for my phone. Thank you so very much. And my birthday again is November 11th. Okay. Okay. And I'm definitely going to be reminding all of y'all, my birthday is November 11th. We asking for $1 per year. And if you want to give it early and say, hey, Wiley, I got it right now, you're more than welcome to give it early as well. My birthday is November 11th. Is my birthday. Okay. It's definitely there. So if you're not on there, you can definitely follow us right now on Station Head. We definitely do it right there. So you can definitely catch the replay. Thank y'all so very much. Y'all can definitely catch us in the next episode. Hold on. What's in this? Oh, this thing to charge my phone. Okay. All right. All right. Thank ya. One man club I go to in Dallas, JR Bar and Grill, Marty's. But I will let y'all know if I do go out to something like that. Y'all can definitely follow us. All right, we will see y'all in the next episode. Make sure y'all comment and subscribe. Also, too, if anybody send me any cash apps, let me check and I'm gonna give you a shout out. Okay, I don't think I got none today. Okay, who is this? I think this is Regina. She always sent me a little cash app. Thank you, Regina. I did catch that. Thank you so very much. Okay. Thank you so very much. I don't know if I should drive or take a Lyft. Because I know last time I drove. I don't know if I should drive or take a Lyft. Because like last time I drove. Yes. Oh yeah, Lyft will be expensive. I'm gonna drive because waiting on the lift. Once I get done, I'm definitely gonna drive. Thank you for sharing your time about ATL. Thank y'all. All right, Sharanara. Peace. We'll see y'all in the next episode. Thank y'all so very much for tuning into the Wiley Show. We'll see y'all in the next episode. Peace.